Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise today to highlight the positive impacts our historic tax reform law will have on the agricultural community. Agriculture is Arkansas's largest industry by far, adding around $16 billion to our economy every year and accounting for approximately 1 in every 6 jobs. We are the top rice-producing state in the nation, number 2 in the nation in broiler chickens, and the 3rd largest producer of catfish in the United States. We could also clothe and shelter ourselves from fiber grown in Arkansas, as we are the 3rd in the nation in cotton production and the 5th largest softwood lumber producing state. You could keep going down the list and you'd find Arkansas as one of the nation's top 10 producers of a number of agricultural commodities. Clearly, ensuring that Washington helps create an economic environment that allows the agriculture industry to thrive is extremely important to my home state of Arkansas. When President Trump signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act into law, his signature provided much-needed tax relief to America's farmers. More than 94% of farms are organized as pass-through businesses, which means they are impacted by the same tax provisions as individual filers. Lower tax rates across the board and a 20% deduction from their taxable income means immediate savings, which can be reinvested and help grow their operations. 97% of the farms in Arkansas are family-owned, and the vast majority of them will now be exempt from the estate tax, the death tax. This is a big deal. It will help keep those farms and ranches in the family for generations to come. Finally, farmers and ranchers will be able to expense 100% of their capital investments, such as equipment, over the next 4 years. In his address to the Farm Bureau earlier this week, the President called this the sleeper in the bill. He's right. People don't realize there hasn't been enough talk about how beneficial this provision will be for our family-run agricultural operations. The substance of the President's Farm Bureau speech tilted heavily towards our efforts to bring stability and predictability to the economy. As we witnessed over the course of the previous administration, uncertainty is devastating to our economy. There are few industries that are inherently more affected by uncertainty than agriculture. This is why we've taken steps to eliminate some of the punitive, needless regulations that create uncertainty for our farmers and our ranchers. It's also why my colleagues now on the Ag Committee, under the steadfast leadership of Chairman Roberts, are working hard to reauthorize the Farm Bill. Programs are authorized by the Farm Bill that are absolutely vital to farmers, ranchers, and consumers. These programs will provide more certainty in rural America to address the challenges ahead. And finally, it is why we took great care to ensure that the agriculture industry would see the benefits of tax reform. Establishing a tax code that works for our farmers and ranchers, as opposed to against them, is vital to their ability to plan for the future and invigorate our rural communities. I'm proud of our efforts to pass this landmark tax reform law, and I'm confident that it will have lasting positive effects for our economy. And with that, I yield back and note the absence of a quorum.
The clerk will call the roll.